So welcome to the Wheels on the Bus ride for charity, for Chat Bus. I'm Ryan the Lion. This is the Rod Father, Rodzilla. He wasn't watching where he was going, eh? I collected him. I think I would have come off second best even at, what are we doing, 30 k's? Oh, or the Viking, which goes with the beard beautifully. As we've been doing on an annual basis, this is our second year, Rod has been dragging me along cycleways to support
worthy charities.
Worthy charities, good causes. So we're going to get on our skates or on our bikes, which we are, head off along the path on the Henderson River and show you some good cycleways, talk some smack,
display a serious lack of cycling talent.
Alrighty, let's give it a crack. Okay. Oh, and let's just get a little bit of a shout out to Olivia Winsley from, that's a broken finger by the way. Shout out to Olivia Winsley who put in the donation for the painted claws. Yes, I know, absolutely hilarious. You can laugh at me too. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, can you go over the grass?
Not really.
Okay, we'll stick to the path. What's your noggin?
This is the right one.
So Rod doesn't like being second. He'll be flying past in a moment.
Ryan, there you are. You're a danger to yourself, aren't you?
I got it.
That's alright, mate. Oh, you got a bit of crack here, brother.
More crack. Oh, we're still recording.
That'll be quite a good one because you're going to get a crash in there. you got extra.
Alrighty. There's the Rod. We're just getting things sorted. Hang on. And the Rod goes over the mountain. And I'm walking up the hill because I got caught yakking in too low a gear. Alright, so we've been cooking up some interesting discussion here as we've been riding along. Primarily don't crash, Ryan, because I've already had one. But thought, what better opportunity than to share some of what I call Rod insights from Rod. And while it's 2021, what's happening with COVID? And what are we going to do as a country?
Oh, look, Ryan, I think the big thing is there's a fair bit of research around on this now. When you come through a crisis like this, you always get a sort of a paradigm shift in trends that were occurring anyway. And I mean, the last one was the GFC, and companies that came out of that with growth strategies have outperformed companies that came out with what you might call a safety strategy or a play it safe strategy.
Yep.
Same's going to happen here, or same's already happening here. Companies have come out thinking much more about growth, about the use of digital platforms, e-commerce, remote working. In New Zealand, we need to be thinking much more globally, and how do we leverage these, whether it's new technologies or new business models, to create more companies that are sort of global from day one, shall we say. I think what was once an asset's potentially a liability in this new world, and so I think COVID offers an opportunity, but it needs to be seized, and we need to apply mindsets and business models and invest in different places and educating our kids in the right sort of areas that will set them up better for the 21st century, because the 20th century is well and truly gone.
So you talked about different mindsets. Now I want to throw a big one at you. Dun, dun, dun. I always think of big ideas, and people say, oh, that's too big, you got to start small. And you talk about we need a new mindset, we need to change things.
Big, bold global ambitions, be purposeful, think massively and transformatively, and then act really fast. But I hate the word agile, but a very iterative, sort of agile-centric way, shall we say. And then in doing that, really focus on how do you build new business models and use all the technologies and new processes and methods that are all available now to build those businesses.
So let's put all of that good stuff into some practical question. So in terms of thinking big, right? I think New Zealand has the opportunity to sell a holiday in New Zealand as part of its outsourcing deal. We just need the people to do the work to be able to outsource the work, i.e. IT skill shortage. So if we go back to the root cause, we're not pumping out people that are capable fast enough. If we had something like the Inspiral Dev, which is a dev course in 16 weeks, 10 hours a day, hardcore, agile, dev, doing it, not just sitting in the classroom for 3 years learning theory. From
much more fast-paced learning, on-the-job learning, with apprenticeships, back in vogue, and so they should be. Whether it's Dev Academy, I'd love to see an Entrepreneurs Academy where people of whatever age can quickly get trained in how to build a startup, how to raise capital.
We have all the basis for those, like you said about all the processes, etc. But we also have things like we've had the Startup Weekend running as an organisation for 5 years. We've got all the bits and pieces. What my thing about Think Big is gluing them together in a government-supported operation so that it's got the money to take off rather than all these individual efforts all working at different rates. Like, got all these things working in silos, which we've talked about, people talk about. We need to bring all the silos together and get someone in the middle to organise them and orchestrate them.
We do need a more collaborative model, and I'm great at that. I don't think we fracture quite early. Now, interestingly, as you bring it up, Ryan, Dale Pearce and Catherine Mullins, who both come along to your events, are in the process of pitching an idea like that through the Global Open Exo community, and I think they've been successful to date. So, put on it because those guys are pushing for a similar model about how do we improve the productivity output of this company, and we'll particularly do the...
Talking about collaboration, this whole idea, I call it the Tech Factory, and I shared it with a bunch of leaders in 2009 that all wanted to get behind it, and in 2009 didn't know what I was doing. So connect with Dale, let's collaborate, let's coordinate, let's make it happen, let's get out in front of this and stop...
Yeah, you just have to not crash on the way home.
Crashing, that could be a different story, we'll see. So, as a final word, to wrap it up, Rod, because you're going to go off on your hill climbs, I'm going to crawl back to home.
Our final word, I think this charity that you're writing for is a great charity. We've got a lot of, particularly kids these days, a lot of pressures, whether it's COVID or social media or digital bullying, all of these things. So I think you're raising for a great charity, and I hope people support you on it.
Thank you, mate.
Pleasure.
Thank you for your support too. You have fun.
Thanks, mate.
So I just completed the ride, just had a bit of a rest at the falls, and now we're off home. Parello, so thank you to Simon and Sean for chipping in for the chat bus. Thank you for your donation, wearing the shirt, and there we go. Yeah. And you, who hopefully will also see, I'm pointing at you with my shocking pink nails, will also chip into the cause. The chat bus needs their 8th bus, and if you consider that they run entirely on funding and grants, and we're helping them raise more money for their 8th bus, they require a fair bit of funding to do the great work that they do to help look after the kids. And that is mobile child counselling, going to the schools and being available for the kids to pop into the bus, which is the counsellor's office. Alright, so here's the exercises at the end. Now someone said you couldn't tell I was doing crunches. I think it was I don't know who it was, but anyway, here we go. So we go 1, 2. So chat bus, 10 minutes a day for the Aotearoa Bike Challenge, and also if you can chip in a coffee's worth for the chat bus, or if you want to put in more for me to wear a shirt, paint my nails, wear wigs, I don't mind, as long as we're raising money for the cause. That's what's really important. Alright, ka kite anō. See you later.